We've all experienced someone who gets something that they didn't deserve just because of circumstances. That's why we enjoy sports, right? After all, teams and players are required to earn their accomplishments. Sports are fair, right? Excellence is rewarded and mediocrity is discouraged, right? In grown adult land, there's no such thing as a participation trophy, right? Obviously, I'm wrong. America's gladiator sport, the toughest sport, next to hockey, grants mediocre football teams into the playoffs to represent their division. Yeah, that's what the sports world needs, inclusion of terrible divisions. That's what the fans want. Let's look at these records for a moment. Are we really in agreement that an 8-8 San Diego Chargers team was more deserving than a team with 3 fewer losses in New England? Or a team with a losing record is more playoff worthy than yet another team with 3 more wins? Are we cool with teams with losing records making the playoffs because they are lucky enough to be in a weak division? I brought up this subject years ago in a now deleted video. But now one of the obstacles that I recognize has been removed. The NFL has moved to a 17-game season, so it's time to get rid of divisions. It's time to simply divide the league solely by conference. Each team plays 15 intra-conference games and 2 inter-conference games. The 7 teams that finish with the best records in each conference get playoff berths. Teams with the same records have an automatic tiebreaker since they have played head-to-head during the season. And if, let's say, 3 teams finish with the same overall record that each lost to one of the other teams, you can still use the conference and interconference records and the already existing tiebreakers that the league has in place to determine the seeding. And I know, here comes the "but rivalries" crowd. So what? Every team will still play all of their current rivals every season. The only difference is that they will play once versus twice. This arrangement has worked for conference rivals in college for generations. And don't act like there aren't compelling non-divisional rivalries in the NFL. Dallas and San Francisco in the 90s and early 2000s and the Colts and Patriots of the middle 2000s come to mind. Those rivalries were much more intense than some 4-11 team playing a 10-5 team simply because they happen to be in the same division. Besides, fans will love for their team to have a shot every season at a dynasty team. Who doesn't want Patrick Mahomes or Brock Purdy coming to a stadium near them? Getting rid of divisions will allow every team in the conference to get a crack at defeating the great teams. With all the watering down that the league has implemented in the past few years regarding hits and penalties, it would be nice to see them add something more stringent. Reward the thriving teams and force the mediocre teams to get better.